Fox News has done a lot of work to portray themselves as, we actually care about the blue-collar worker. It's these elite liberals that don't. And so we're the network of working people, real Americans. Well, they sort of undid whatever work they were attempting to do on that front. Because here we have the show Outnumbered, and one of the hosts flat out celebrates the layoffs of 900 people before Christmas.
Maybe he'll fire himself, Emily.
Go to CNN.
I loved this, actually. I loved this so much. The productivity of those 900 individuals averaged 2 hours a day, even though they were paid for 8. And I understand the indelicate nature of this, but part of my role as a federal attorney when I was managing and acting director was terminating individuals, and I did it with the utmost respect and care. But I also had to do it with a lot of security measures in place. I love that for 900 people, he stayed safe, and he let them know that their theft was no longer tolerated. So for me, good riddance, and I feel bad that he's now having to capitulate to the other execs at his company and apologize for it. Sorry, guys, bye. For all of them, they're snowflakes. They're probably millennials and Zs. Yep.
Very surprised.
They need to learn work ethic. That's
Emily's tough.
Emily's tough. We're on the opposite
Tight ship, guys. Tight ship.
And for those people on the call who are the exceptions to what you accuse them of, they all have lawsuits.
I'm with Brian, though.
I mean, they do. I mean, if he accused them of not doing what they're supposed to be doing and all that, and there were receipts, that's going to be tough for him.
Yeah, but this guy...
But I like the bravado. I like having the debate. I hope his pockets are deep.
To Brian's point, though, this guy in court documents, it was alleged that he wanted to staple someone to the wall or a door, whatever it was. I mean, this guy has some pretty big issues. Just like, be nice to your employees.
Maybe they were safe from him. Him not being safe from them. We're outnumbered after this.
900 people losing their livelihood right before Christmas during a pandemic. I love this. Oh, you love this. Noted. Duly noted as to the kind of person you are. The network of working people. See, this is the mask slipping. The default assumption in right-wing media is to side with management, side with the owner class, side against working people. And whatever sort of BS rationalizations are concocted at that management level, they fall for it hook, line, and sinker. So 900 people losing their jobs. And there's no empathy, sympathy, concern for these people. What are they going to do? Where are they going to find work? How are they going to pay the bills? What happens from here? Are they going to not be able to pay their car bill? Or are they not going to be able to stay in the same house? Are they going to have to move? Is it going to uproot their lives and send them to a whole new community to build a whole new life? Do they have kids? None of that stuff factored in. None of it. And even some of the other Fox hosts were like, geez, you're more hardline than I am on this. I mean, that says a lot, right? When all those people are right-wing, but one of them is just the worst. So I love the arguments. The arguments are, well, they're probably just millennials and Gen Z. So that makes it better? Makes it okay? Yeah, I mean, like, who cares? Fuck young people, right? I don't like them because of, I'm sure they'd say, like, they're too woke or, they don't work hard. I mean, she literally says they need to learn work ethic. Well, at the job, they were working, and now they're fired, and they don't have a job, so they can't work. So maybe if you're pro-work ethic, you should have been pro them keeping their jobs. And then she really trots out the whole snowflake thing. This is that whole dialogue has gone so out of whack, hasn't it? Snowflake is supposed to be for like somebody who can't take a joke. And so then they want to have somebody deplatformed or something because of a joke. And now they're using the term snowflake to say, ha ha, you lost your job right before Christmas? Snowflake. What? So you're going to blame the individual and act like there aren't larger systemic factors and like this isn't genuinely a hurtful thing. This isn't the same thing as getting offended at a joke. My instinct when somebody's offended at a joke is like, man, get over it. My instinct when somebody loses their job is, oh shit, that's fucked up. Let's find a way to ameliorate this problem and get this person a new job or get them some financial assistance or whatever. look, on the one hand, this is a really important segment because it shows they let the mask slip. They're exposing what they really are. Any sort of posturing as caring about the working class it's always bullshit from Fox News. It's always bullshit from Republican politicians, too. Even the fake populist types like Josh Hawley talked a big game about caring about workers, and then a vote came up for $15 minimum wage, and he was against it. Talks a big game about caring about workers, but then he also supports so-called right-to-work legislation, which is anti-union legislation, which keeps wages lower. They're all frauds, man. They don't care about you. They don't. Even the one issue where they nominally appear to be posturing for workers, tax cuts, so that, workers can keep more of their own money. When you look at their actual legislation, the tax cuts are always targeted way more to the wealthy. And whatever tax cuts there are for regular people are temporary. So even on the one area where they try to out-populist Democrats, they don't. And so here we are. Snowflakes, got to learn some work ethic. I love this. I love 900 people getting fired. Now, I guarantee you if that was one of the family members of this pompous prick, all of a sudden that tune would change. If it was, her mom or her kid or whatever, if it was her, all of a sudden it'd be woe is me, woe is me. This is an egregious harm. This is a terrible ill. But when it's somebody else, who cares? They're probably millennials or Gen Z. They're young, so fuck them. What's the famous old saying? When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.